Hey guys, so if you follow us on Facebook or if you follow us on Instagram, you probably already know what we're fixing to talk about. I did not post it to Instagram last night, but I did post it to Facebook right after I'd gotten in. So we're going to talk about the elephant in the pasture. Last night, well, yesterday morning, before church, when we come over here to check on the animals, everybody was good, moving around, everybody looked good, everybody was acting good. It was good. Okay, one of the kids sings again. That was lovely. Okay, but anyways. Okay, let's try this again. So everybody looked good, everybody was acting good. When we come back yesterday afternoon after church, when we come to do our afternoon feedings, we come in and I was checking everybody out. You know, we were getting eggs, we were doing the whole lot of things. And when I found Millie was lethargic. She was acting like she was having trouble breathing. She was stumbling. She couldn't stay upright. So I went to Dr. Google and started looking at things that could possibly be wrong with her. I put a couple of calls out to some ambulatory vets and did not get a call back from anyone. I did not really assume that I would, considering it was a Sunday and, you know, most folks don't work on Sundays. So I looked around, kind of seen some things that it possibly could be. I knew that when Aaron got to her this morning, we were going to take her to the vet and have her seen about. We were going to have, you know, the labs and stuff run and see what was going on with her. But in the meantime, I went to Tractor Supply right after I'd found her and made sure that she was, you know, in a good position for a little bit. Pretty much where she couldn't get hurt or anything like that. So I put her in the barn. I nestled her up against the hay and whatnots. So I went to Tractor Supply and I was actually talking, the lady that I got to ask about some of the stuff, she actually had sheep. So I started kind of telling her some of the stuff that was going on with Millie. And she's like, well, maybe we need to get her some electrolytes. With her temperature being low, you know it's not an infection, because an infection always raises the body temperature. So I know she had a low temperature. I knew when I felt her ears that her ears were kind of cool. So I got the thermometer and I checked her, and sure enough, her temperature was low. So I'm telling, you know, as I'm telling the lady all of this stuff, you know, she's like, well, it could be this, could be this, could be this. So we knew she had to go to the vet. The main purpose of my Tractor Supply run was to keep her comfortable until we could get her to the vet this morning. So we got some electrolytes. We got it in gel form. We got it in drink because she was drinking, but she was not eating. So we got her these things. I tried to give her some treats to make her eat. See if she would eat anything. Animal crackers, some little apple treats that I bought. She would not eat anything. So I took a glass bottle and put one of the little rubber teats on it and tried to give her some of the electrolyte liquid. She didn't, I mean, I made her drink a little bit, but it'd make her angry and she'd bleat and she'd try to get up and she wasn't able to stand. So eventually I stopped. I tried to give her the gel. She would not swallow the gel. She kept using her tongue and spitting it back out. So we tried several different avenues there. I went on a goat group that I am on Facebook, and I kind of did a 911 through them and got some more probabilities, you know, things we could do. I wanted to keep her comfortable till we could get her to the vet. So they suggested that it could be a couple of different things and told me to try some vitamin B gel and some apple cider vinegar. As long as she was drinking, you know, she'd probably drink the vinegar. So I run to the house and I get these things and I'm gone maybe 10 minutes at most. I mean, I'm not gone long at all. Just literally long enough for me to run to the house, get into my goat tote, run over to my mom's. She gave me some apple cider vinegar and I was right back. And in the 10 minutes that I was gone, Millie passed. We don't know what happened. I don't know what would cause her to go from healthy to dead in a matter of 12 hours. So needless to say, we didn't get to try the vitamin B gel. We didn't get to try the apple cider vinegar. My next thing, once I come in and I seen her laid out on the ground, my first thing is, maybe goats are notorious for what they call death naps. They look like they're dead, but they're not really. If Millie hadn't already been going through things, I might would have thought, because Belle got me one time with a death nap. Thought she was dead in the chicken house, and when I got up to her and started shaking her, she was fine. So that's what I did with Millie. I ran in the barn, I got down on my knees, and I started shaking her and calling out to her, you know, just to hopefully, maybe, you know, she was comatose or something, you know, praying for a miracle there. I was actually going to get a little kennel and I was going to take her over to the house. Now, we keep it cold in the house, so I wasn't going to take her in, but I was going to fix her up a little spot right outside the door in the little kennel and, you know, fix her up her own little paradise. But like I said, when I went back into the barn, she was gone. I mean, there was nothing else I could have done. I didn't know, so I just sat there with her for a little bit, and you know, maybe a few tears were shed. It was a very sad experience. And so I took a few minutes there to grieve for her loss. I probably took the same amount of time that I was gone. I took about 10 minutes. And I tried to rouse her for like 3 or 4 just to see, because I was hoping that it wasn't really true. But yeah, so I took a few minutes and it was already starting to get dark. It was going to be dark before long. So I went back over to the house and I got my shovel, because I knew that I wanted her in a good place. I didn't want her buried in the pasture, because chickens like to scratch, my goats dig. I didn't want her over there, so I had to find another spot to lay her. So we got a little spot down by the fence that we dug out. Big thanks to my mom and dad. When I called and asked if my dad's got a bucket thing on the front of his John Deere tractor. So I called and I was like, hey, can Dad's tractor dig a hole? And my mom had already knew right then and there what had happened, and didn't hesitate. You know, they were like, well, just give us a minute and we'll be over there. And you know, in my mind, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, you know, you really don't have to do this. But in the same, I was glad, because that dirt was really, it was hard. We haven't gotten rain in probably about 2 weeks. So the ground was really hard. My dad had to go back and actually get a pickaxe just to break the ground so that we could dig the hole to bury her. It was very sad. It seems like death has been a big thing that's been going on in life lately, for not just me, but I mean a lot of people. It's been, between this virus and other things that's going on, I mean, death has just become, it's become almost every day now. You know just about one person that passes every day. So even when you lose a life on the farm, it's bittersweet, because I knew that she wasn't struggling to breathe anymore, that she wasn't trying to stand up or try to figure out what was going on. I think maybe she seemed like she was in respiratory distress, so I'm thinking maybe she had pneumonia. Now, how did she get pneumonia? I'm not sure. I make sure we do not hose our animals down if they are dirty enough to where they need a bath. I got the hiccups. If they need a bath, we only wash that one little spot that needs to be cleaned. We do not bathe the whole animal unless it is it's got to be an absolute necessity for us to bathe the goat. So going forward with this, since we do not really know what happened, I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably get it run on all 7 of my goats. But I know for sure I'm going to have fecals checked on the does and wethers that I have over there that was in the pen with Millie. I'll probably go ahead and have my bucks checked too, just to see. I don't want anything coming up with any of them. If we can avoid this, I would like to avoid it, because like I said, guys, losing your livestock that you're close to is just like losing a pet. I mean, it was losing a pet. So we're still we're going through the loss of that. Carly is still kind of too young to understand. Aaron's not really a goat person, I guess, well, because his allergies kind of bother him when he's around them for too long. And Marley is a lover of all animals. Most of the time, animals love her too. There's sometimes, they see her and they're like, oh, no, not dealing with you today, especially the chickens. The chickens see her coming and they run, because she will catch a chicken. She will corner and catch a chicken in a New York minute. So guys, kind of remember us as, we're grieving the loss of one of our babies. We had big plans, which, we had big plans for all of the animals on our farm, but we had planned on breeding Millie originally weight dependent in the fall of this year, but she wasn't quite at that weight where I prefer breeding. Now, if she'd hit 50 pounds, we probably would have, but she was probably still only about 35 to 40 pounds, and so I didn't feel comfortable with that. We were going to breed her in the spring of 2022, and I know she would have made some of the most beautiful babies. But so now we're not going to get another goat to replace her, which, she can't be replaced anyways, but we're not going to get another goat right now. We're kind of just we're gonna sit in limbo with what we have. Actually, we've got some big things coming up here in the next several months, so I've actually thought about maybe downsizing my herd and my flock a little bit. Now we know that the ducks, some of my male ducks, they're still young enough, they're going to go to freezer camp. Some of my chickens out here, all of my layers that are out here right now, we're not going to send any of those to freezer camp, because some of them, I have no clue how old they are, and you want younger meat when you're going to put it up. So I have some in the incubator right now that we are going to use as meat birds if I can get this one to hatch. I had 2 hatch out of the last one, so it's going up every single time I do it. Maybe I'll actually get some out of this one. But I'm thinking about downsizing my flock and my herd, just so we can have time and resources with the changes that will be coming to our lives here in the next couple of months. So, in saying that, there are going to be a lot of big changes coming. I don't think I posted this video yet because I was planning on posting it, but then this come up, so I decided we'll go ahead and bite the bullet and do this one first. I'm planning on trying to go forth this year and maybe build some kind of little hoop house over where our garden currently sits until Aaron can bush hog it all down. I'm going to try and get it kind of raised up, so maybe we can see about doing tomatoes and cucumbers this winter, fall, you know, early in the spring before we start planting again next year. So big changes are coming, but yeah, we had to talk about the death. Things like this are gonna happen, and the only thing you can do is you can learn from your mistakes and move forward. I'm still kind of new to keeping goats, so guys, don't criticize me too harshly. I'm still new to all of this, so for her to die, and to die so suddenly, it come as a shock. Now, I can understand if she'd been sick for weeks or months or even days and, you know, had gone untreated, but, you know, we don't really know what happened. So, guys, pray for us as we're still mourning the loss of our sweet little Millie. She will be missed. Can't forget them diapers, guys. Yeah, that was fun. I'm going to attach some pictures at the end of this video so we can kind of memorialize her a little bit and remember the good times with sweet Millie. So, anyways, guys, that's all for this video. Thanks for staying and watching with me. Keep the prayers coming, and we love you guys. I guess we'll see you in the next video. Bye.